everyone, I'm Carly from Muddy Water Yoga. Tonight's sequence will be focused on happiness. So if you've been feeling a little bit glum or down in the dumps, this would be a good one. Or even if you just feel like you want to have a good day and this is a great way to start it, then go for it. It's a pretty short sequence and it will help you just kind of get a little bit energized and leave your worries behind. So try to keep a smile on your face while you're doing a lot of these poses because that does help. Even if it's fake, it helps. And keep in mind some other things you can do throughout the day. So wearing bright colors, yellow, eating citrus, or even just smelling citrus, lemon, orange, peppermint too. All of those scents can help if you've got a good candle or lotion or essential oil, just to keep happiness in mind. So we'll go ahead and get started. You can either get into easy pose, just a simple cross-legged pose, or into hero pose. So legs are together and you're sitting back with your seat on your heels. If this is uncomfortable, you can put a blanket or pillow between your calves and your thighs to give a little more space, or again, stay in easy pose. I want you to round your pelvis forward, sit tall. Inhale the shoulders up and then exhale, let them melt down the back. Close your eyes. And we'll start with chin press breath. So if you've never done this before, you can open your eyes so you can watch. You're going to keep your head up, chin up for just a moment. You're going to breathe in for 5 counts. And then you'll bring your head back a little. So if you can see me from the side, while your chin's up, you're just going to bring your head back slightly before you tuck your chin, so you're not straining the neck so much. So breathe in for 5. Bring the head back slightly and tuck your chin while you're holding for 5. And then exhale through the mouth for 5 counts. I'll do it one more time. Bring the head back to neutral. Breathe in for 5. Hold, tuck. Exhale for 5. And you can do that for as many rounds as you need today, so feel free to hit pause and do that for a little longer, or you can keep moving on with me. We'll stay in hero pose or in easy pose if that was easier for you and more accessible. Go ahead and reach your arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, and flip the palms up to the ceiling. Stretch, take a nice side stretch back and forth. Just bring some space between the ribs here. And exhale. Slight back bend as you look up. And then release the hands, shake them out. Shake out the shoulders. Put the left fingertips down on the floor. Inhale the right arm up and exhale. Bend the left elbow if you need to keep the shoulder down away from the ear. And you want to keep your hips neutral, grounded. So especially if you're in easy pose here, don't let your hip come up. If that's happening, just back off your bend a little bit. Good, now switch sides, planting the right fingertips down, reaching up overhead with the left arm. Really opening, so you're facing up as well as to the side here with your torso. Good. Now take your arms in behind your back and interlace your fingers, opening the shoulders, chin up, and exhale down. Fold forward. Good. Come back to sitting. Release the arms. Now bring your hands behind you, fingertips pointing forward, and do a slight back bend. If If you're very comfortable and flexible in this position, you can come down on the forearms or all the way down on your back. Just be careful not to strain it too much and stretch your legs too far. You can either stay like this now, stay in easy pose, or you can bend the left leg so that the knee is facing forward and cross the right leg over, stacking the knees. Flex your feet here to protect the knee joint. Again, tucking that pelvis, taking any arch out of that low back. Bring the hands in front of you at a 90-degree angle. Cross the right elbow over the left. You can either have the backs of your hands hit, or you can keep crossing so that the palms are touching. Lift the elbows and push the hands away from the face. Breathe into the upper back. Good, release. Now switch the legs, so the right leg is now on the bottom, stacking the left knee on top, or stay in hero or easy pose. Bending the arms again. Now cross the left elbow over the right. Either let the backs of the palms touch or continue to cross so the palms are touching. Lift the elbows, press away from the face with your hands. Again, breathing into the back to really open that space between the shoulder blades. And release, shake it out. Bring the legs out in front of you, shake them out for just a moment here. And we'll go ahead and get into tabletop position on all fours now. So knees are directly under the hips, hands are directly under the shoulders, fingers are spread wide. Tuck your toes, we're gonna go right into down dog. So lift the pelvis here, pedal out the legs. Lift the tailbone to the ceiling, bend the knees as much as you need here. And then exhale, bring your weight forward, adjusting the front arms as needed to get into plank. Engaging the legs here and the core muscles. Slowly keeping your elbows in, bring it down. You can drop the knees down to make that easier. Bring your elbows under your shoulders. Engage the legs so the kneecaps are up off the floor. Pelvis is into the ground here. Lift up out of your shoulders. Reach the chest forward and look up. We'll do Sphinx here. We're going to do this flow 2 more times. You can choose to do Sphinx, Cobra, or Up Dog in this position, whatever is most comfortable for you. And we're going to bring it back into Child's Pose. So bring the hands by your ribs, push up, knees are wide, feet are together. Sit back on your heels. And in Child's Pose, just let your belly be soft here and breathe easy for a few breaths. Good, come back to all fours. Tuck the toes, down dog. Really pushing out of the hands here, making sure you're not sinking into the shoulders. Exhale, bring it forward, plank. If you want more of a challenge, you can come down onto your forearms here. And slowly come down. Sphinx or whatever version of this that you would be most comfortable with. And tuck it back, Child's Pose. Make sure you're smiling. And we'll come back up and do that one more time. Tabletop, tuck the toes, lift back into down dog. Bring the weight forward. Slowly come down. Sphinx, cobra or up dog. And one more time coming back into child's pose. Knees wide. Stretch the arms forward. If you want to here, you can bring your hands behind you and cup the heels, letting the shoulders round forward. Come back into tabletop. If you have blocks, you want to get them out and put them in front of you. Lift the right leg straight back behind you. And on an exhale, bend the knee into the chest. Bring your right foot and plant it next to your right hand. Shift your weight forward for a lunge here. And if you want to, you can put your forearms on blocks in front of you here. Just really sinking into the hips. If you're advanced in this and you want to do lizard pose here, that's great too. And then grabbing your blocks, shift your weight back, straighten the front leg, bending the back leg, flex your front foot. You might want a slight bend in the front leg here so that you're really feeling it right here in your thighs. Stretching the hamstring. Good. Come back forward. Put your blocks back in front of you for tabletop. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Lift the left leg straight out. Exhale, bring it through. Plant the left foot next to the left hand and shift your weight forward. Forearms to blocks. Bring your blocks back in line with your hips. Straighten the front leg, flexing the foot. Slight bend in the knee if you need. Good. Coming back into tabletop. Only for a moment. We're going to bring both feet in between the hands. Forward fold. In here, whatever's comfortable to you. So you can keep your blocks here if you want and have your legs a little straighter, as tall as you need. Or you can bend the knees, rest the torso on the thighs, bring your hands behind. You can grab your elbows, sway side to side. Exhale, come up halfway with a flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Really melt down here. Inhale, half up. Bend the knees deeply. Slowly roll up to standing position. We'll take warrior two here. Bring the left foot forward, right foot back. You can have the heels in line or the back arch in line with the front heel. Bend the front leg. Front knee should be over the ankle. and pointing the same direction as the big toe. Open the hips to the sides, or forward really, you're kind of looking forward with your legs sides. Bring your arms out, push your arms away from you, so extend through the fingertips away from the body on each side. Now flip that front hand, bring the back hand gently, don't push on the back thigh. Reverse warrior. The option to bind your arm here, so taking that right hand all the way around, see here, and hooking it on the leg. Come forward, rest your left forearm on the left knee, reach overhead. Nice stretch through that right side body. Good, come up and we'll do the other side. Turn the left toes forward, right toes out. Bend that front knee, remembering your alignment here. Open hips out, warrior two. Flip the front hand, come back to reverse warrior. Again, you have the option to bind that back hand around the side. And then right forearm to right knee. Left arm goes overhead. Good, come up. Bring the feet a little bit closer together. Toes are out at a 45-degree angle here. Bend your knees, goddess pose here. So again, bring the pelvis forward. Spine should be long. You can have your hands in prayer pose here. If you've got some fun music on, this is a good one to kind of dance from side to side. Bring your right arm to your forearm, to your right knee, and lift the left arm overhead. And come back through center, do the same thing on the other side. Good. Come back up to stand. Shake the legs out a little bit. Bring the feet a little closer than hip distance. Up on your toes. Bend the knees for a really deep squat here. And then bring the knees out to the side. So you're really balancing here on your toes with the knees open. Hands in prayer pose. Keep the spine long. If you're falling over, that's okay. Laugh at yourself, that's part of the happiness. And come back easily into a seat. Staff pose. Feet go straight out. Really ground down through the tailbone here, pushing into the ground. Hands go palms down by the sides. Legs are engaged, feet are flexed. Now bend the right knee. We'll do a twist here. You can decide if you want to do open or closed. So an open twist would be the right elbow to the inside of the right knee. Left hand goes back and you twist open. It's typically the easier way. The other option is to take your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right hand goes behind for a closed twist. Choose whichever one is easier for you. And then we'll do the other side. So again, you can do open, or closed, or both if you prefer. Now we'll come into cobbler's pose, so bring the bottoms of your feet together, heels in, or not, I mean, whatever's comfortable for you. So some people may be way out here, your knees might be way up, that's okay. Blocks or pillows under the knees is fine. If you can, grab your ankles here, or your toes, or the arches. Sit tall, that's the big thing. Bend at the elbows if you want to come forward a little bit. Keeping your spine extending. Okay, we'll go ahead and get into bridge pose. So lay down, move your blocks out of the way. Slowly roll down onto the back. Keep your knees bent. Heels should be close to the sit bones, and knees are hip distance apart. Make sure your shoulders are down and back away from the ears. Press the palms of the hands into the floor. On an exhale, put your weight into your arms and your hands and your shoulders. Engage the thighs here. Exhale, lift. Good. Slowly release down. This time when you exhale and lift, try to lift only with your thighs, not with your glutes. Exhale. You can bind the hands under your back if you like, and releasing the fingertips. Still pushing down in the ground with your arms. Slowly release the hands, release the back down. And we'll take one more. Exhale, lift. Pretend you're squeezing a block between the knees, or you can actually put a block between your knees if you need to get kind of the right muscles engaged here in this pose. Exhale, slowly release down. Hug the knees in, circle them one way and then the other. Plant the feet back down. And just windshield wiper your legs for a moment. So drop both knees over to the left and then both knees over to the right. And just do that a few times, back and forth. Now keep your left foot planted with the knee bent. Cross your right ankle over the left knee, making sure you're flexing that right foot so the toes are pointing back toward the knee. And if this is all you can get, great, that's fine. Or you can lift the left leg and interlace your fingertips behind the left knee, opening up that right hip. When you exhale, try to just bend a little bit deeper. Good, now switch sides. Left ankle over right knee, flexing the foot. Exhale, lift the right foot off the ground if you're able. And if you want more of a stretch, you can use your left elbow to press your left knee away from the body. All right, bring the feet down. Lift the knees. Soles of the feet go toward the ceiling. Grabbing the outside arches with your hands, push the knees toward the armpits. Slowly rock back from side to side in happy baby. If you're feeling happy and playful, you can do a couple of lion's breaths. So inhale deeply through the nose. And as you exhale, stick your tongue out and make some noise. So feels kind of funny, but that's okay. Breathe in. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Slowly bring the knees together. Plant the feet back down on the floor. Legs are together now. Drop the knees out to the sides for reclined cobbler here. Again, you can have blocks or pillows under the knees here. You can put your hands under your thighs if you like. Don't force the knees to the ground, just breathe. Feel your knees slowly going on their own toward the ground as your muscles relax. And next you can choose to either find a wall and go into legs up the wall here, or you can go right into Shavasana. So take the hands to the outside of the thighs, bring the knees together, legs go straight out, arms are at the sides, palms up, let your toes drop out to the outsides, close your eyes, take a moment to get settled here. Slight smile on the face. So much of being happy is being in the present. Focusing on the here and now instead of worrying about the future, regretting the past. Being present can help you to enjoy what's going on right now in your life. And if you're going through a hard time, try to find some joy in the small things throughout the day. Maybe the sun was out today, it's getting a little bit warmer. Maybe you got to have your favorite dessert, or saw an old friend that you haven't seen in a while. Being grateful for those little moments. Take a moment here to think about 3 things that happened today that made you smile. And if there were none, were there 3 moments where you made someone else smile? Because that's important too. Take as long as you need here in Shavasana, and when you're ready, lift the right arm straight up, bend the knees, roll over to your right side, let your head rest on your arm. Push up into a seated position, whatever's comfortable for you. Hands to heart center, close the eyes. Tuck your chin to your chest. Thank yourself for practicing today, for taking a moment to try to find some happiness, for remembering to spread happiness to others. And smile. Namaste.